I'm Christopher Oliver. I work in the test and measurement business as a network architect. I think we're a little over 3 years into a cloud journey. So we've got instances in multiple clouds and multiple IT and user-facing products that are hosted through the cloud services. We first came across Aviatrix through a Packet Pushers podcast as we were dealing with some cloud to on-site connectivity things that we're trying to get through. After hearing about it, we decided to do the POC through the marketplace and spin up a few VPCs and do our interconnects back to the on-prem, and then take a look at how the routing was controlled and managed through there, and became quite thrilled with the ease of deployment compared to sticking with a bunch of IPsec tunnels and stuff that we were doing before. After going through the POC a little bit, we could name out multiple different areas that the challenges that it would correct in a single cloud, much less the fact that we were in Amazon or AWS and Azure at the time. So it started filling in holes really quickly with route management between cloud and on-prem and different regions of clouds, or in this case, the expanded case of between two clouds. Troubleshooting, we use the flight path tool quite a bit to help troubleshoot communications between any given VPC or on-prem. Its ability to see the security groups that are underneath if they're being used, and all the routing structures is an incredible tool as far as single pane, being able to get in and see something that takes literally dozens of different views if you do it from a cloud native standpoint. So just with the POC of Aviatrix and learning about the multi-cloud zoning and stuff that it can do from a security perspective, brought the security team on board very quickly. They could see how much it could improve their ability to manage a zone and control what can communicate between each other, and have know that it could be reliably deployed each time to get the same result through automation without a whole bunch of management of security groups and stuff in the native constructs. So once we started using Aviatrix for our production deploys, we were able to simplify the process for a VPC deploy and remove a lot of back and forth with the development team over security groups, because we moved created a different guardrail system in Aviatrix to create regions and zones that we use for security features. That changed the deployment model dramatically and allowed us to automate things without having to have lots of questionnaire up front or lots of human interaction to gather data. So the deployments became much faster. So like I was said, we've been working in the cloud for about 3 years. We actually started in Azure, and it was a big data project that was being worked on for the IT department. One of the vendors that we selected to use that tool decided they no longer wanted to support it in Azure. So we migrated that function over into the AWS side, and then spent about a year or so just focused in AWS, and kind of left Azure to kind of just stew for a while. That quickly became, Azure came back into the light with AD integrations and all the ease of Microsoft integrations with it. So now we wound up in 2 clouds. We had a 3rd cloud in OCI for some Oracle related applications that were being housed in the OCI cloud. And then comes along, we wound up with an acquisition that brought us into Google Cloud. So we've got 4 clouds active, and from a networking perspective, we didn't really ever even look at anything about the network in the Google Cloud. We just spun up instances of Aviatrix routers and went on about our business, with not actually caring too much about the native constructs or anything underneath in Google Cloud. The Aviatrix POC is super easy to spin up just from the marketplace, and the constructs that they use are pretty normal network constructs. So it doesn't take any time for someone to spin up and do a test and start seeing what the potential benefits would be in production. If you're even in a single cloud, I would highly recommend that you dig into what Aviatrix brings to the table. Their native offerings will get you so far, but there is many cases that are not even corner cases that the native platform don't lend themselves to hardly at all. So when you're on-prem and not wholly in the cloud, it doesn't take hardly anything before you're going to find that Aviatrix would have been much better fit than just trying to do native constructs.